Hey guys, what's up? This is the one and only here on the YouTube channel here, Heavy Metal 95 here. Once again, we got another demo review once again, which is also long overdue. Yep, that's right. So, we're going to be doing another review today, which we haven't done, which I forgot to do one yesterday, which I probably should have done until now. Today's review, we're going to be reviewing the demo from the band Metallica, which was recorded back in 1982, titled No Life to Leather. Yes, this was credited to be the earliest demo recordings from the band Metallica. They had recorded these songs on there. Most of them have recorded back in like the early 80s, when Dave Mustaine was the guitarist for the band Metallica, before he was kicked out of the band Metallica when Kirk Hammett, who is the former guitarist for Exodus, has joined Metallica, for whatever I now remembered. Some of these songs have ended up appearing on the record, which was Kill 'Em All, which was released later on in 1983. Because some of the songs have recorded on an audio cassette demo tape for what Metallica did. So let's go into the song. Track 1, Hit the Lights. Well, this is basically another song that they have recorded it, as if I can now remember, for what Metallica recorded this song, because I never knew they could record this track on there, because this was originally written by James Hetfield with his old band that he was in, called back in the day, called Leather Charm. This is before he and Lars Ulrich, who's the drummer for Metallica, worked on the song and they arranged it. They had played this song live over 233 times. And yeah, this song has ended up appearing on the album Kill 'Em All, because this is the demo version on No Life to Leather, which is a lot more different than the original studio version, and released back in Track 3, The Mechanics. Another song from Metallica. They recorded this that was on the demo for how they did this, because this is how you want. This is before. Well, this is one of those like demo songs for what they had to do this before Megadeth. This is before it became a Megadeth song that later ended up on Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. Yeah, because however, but the Mechanics, however, it later became the Four Horsemen from Metallica. When Metallica reworked the song The Mechanics, when they recorded the demo for No Life to Leather, because this is the whole thing to come by. Track 3, Motor Breath. Another song Metallica wrote this one, because I never knew they'd do this, because this is the whole thing. And it's another song that also ended up appearing on their first album, Kill 'Em All, which they always do this. Track 4, Seek and Destroy. Another song that also later ended up appearing on Metallica's first album, Kill 'Em All, because this is the whole thing whenever they do this, because how did they record this song? Because this is the whole following in the way of this has ever come by to this. And this was also considered a fan favorite for Metallica songs. For any Metallica fan that knows about the song Seek and Destroy, when it was first originally appeared on the demo on No Life to Leather, because this was first recorded in the originally, and track 5, Metal Militia, another song from Metallica. They also did this one. Everything that Metallica has ever wrote this later ended up on their first album, Kill 'Em All, because for the whole thing, for this, like the song Metal Militia by Metallica, Dave Mustaine wrote this with James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich, most of them in general. So that's track 5, Metal Militia. Track 6, Jump in the Fire. This was also later appeared on the album Kill 'Em All, when this was originally recorded as the demo on the No Life to Leather, because that is the whole thing for that. Yes, Ron McGovney has recorded bass on there. And the last track on the song, track 7, Phantom Lord, another song from Metallica. That's the 7th track right off of their demo called No Life to Leather. However, this also later appeared on the album Kill 'Em All, because the rumors that this was originally how Cliff Burton was credited on the demo, but he never performed it. It wasn't Cliff Burton that did the demo recording on the bass. It was Ron McGovney, because this is the whole thing. And now, normally I never own a copy of this on audio cassette, because this was recorded back in the 6th of July in 1982 on these circulated demo tapes, especially the early recordings of the songs that Metallica wrote that later appear on the debut album Kill 'Em All, because no wonder why No Remorse never appeared on the earlier demo, because the first demo had the first line from Hit the Lights. Considered this was released twice unofficially with the title Metallica Bay Area Thrashers, when they were alleged to be a live bootleg recording of Metallica from the early days. However, there are some various sources on the Metallica video Cliff 'Em All, which is a compilation video footage of the video album from Metallica back in the day. When all these copies have removed the stores, this wasn't long until the demo was re-released as under the title Metallica in the Beginning, Live. There was no apparent differences from Metallica Bay Area Thrashers. It seems to have been spread until 2015 in March. They released No Life to Leather on limited edition cassette for Record Store Day. Especially on these expanded releases were originally delayed from the objections from Dave Mustaine from those writing credits. Considered for what Metallica had to do for this, because I never knew on the whole thing, but there's quite, just considering on the whole early days, for what Metallica had to do for whenever they recorded the song. Like, take example for what, so with comparing to metal demos from every certain metal band in general, it seems to spread to the fact or what Metallica has the whole thing, just for what most of these songs that later ended up appearing on which you guessed it, you might know about this. Most of the songs, like for example, The Mechanics, this was later reworked as The Four Horsemen. That was ended up on the first Metallica album. However, Megadeth has changed it, but Dave Mustaine wrote it as Mechanics from Megadeth's first album, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good, which was released in 1985, which was 3 years later, when after Dave Mustaine has been kicked out of Metallica, and Dave Mustaine had to form the band as Megadeth, just so he had the revenge on that. Ever since he was replaced by former Exodus guitarist Kirk Hammett, when Kirk Hammett joined Metallica at the time. Some of the other songs like Motor Breath, Metal Militia, Seek and Destroy, Whiplash, Jump in the Fire, Hit the Lights, that were on the No Life to Leather album, that ended up appearing on their first album, Kill 'Em All, which is the very first Metallica album. Now, you might know for this because I just want to give you for the fact for whatever I want to now come by on talking about these demos from what Metallica has ever recorded this. So, the guitar works are very good, and it's a lot more different aside from hearing it on the record, like their first album, Kill 'Em All. Especially, these are the early recordings, and yes, Ron McGovney has recorded the bass guitar tracks on these songs. Cliff Burton did not play it on this one, but he was credited on the demo. It was Ron McGovney who did the bass guitar recording on the demo on Metallica's No Life to Leather demo. This was all the way back in 1982. This is part of the early days of Metallica, and that's the whole real thing that goes from nowhere to another level. And I must say for this, because now you have to figure out the way for how did they record 7 songs on there. Some of these songs have ended up appearing on their first album, Kill 'Em All, because that's how I now figured out a way. I must say for this, this demo is very masterpiece, and this is one of the greatest early recordings of Metallica demo I have ever listened when I first listened to this on YouTube for free. Normally I never own a copy of it on audio cassette tape as well, but yeah, the guitar solo was good, the songwriting was good. Most of them have wrote with Dave Mustaine, who is the Megadeth guitarist and founder of Megadeth. The guitar solo is kick-ass as well, and my score for this demo, I'm going to give this probably a 10 out of 10. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, especially if you're new to the channel. Smack the like button if you enjoy the video. Hit the notifications bell button for more surprises. Leave a comment in the comment section below. This is Heavy Metal 95 signing off. Thank you for watching the video. I'm glad you liked it. Hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Be sure to stay safe and stay healthy. Hope you all have a great day. Take care. Goodbye for now. Keep it metal for this video.